Hello and welcome to another episode of Weatherman Gaming. This is episode 4 of our Hearts of Iron 4. Playing as France, They Shall Not Pass. And this is the fourth episode. The war has kicked off. World War II has started. We are in March of 1940. And we have held the German Reich and Italy to our borders. So they have not gotten a single step onto French territory. In Africa, our African division is almost ready to launch the second half of their attack. Actually, they are ready, so we're going to go ahead and kick that off and help finish pushing the Italians out of Africa. That way we can rebase them to get ready to take on Nationalist Spain, who will eventually join the Axis. And then on the Nationalist Spain southern border of France, we have in place a number of troops to help hold the Nationalists should they eventually, when they eventually join the war, to help keep them from invading. We have another set of 12 due to be deployed, but they're still waiting on a lot of equipment. Our production is a little behind, but we are now making up that difference by building some more additional civilian factories, and once those are built, we will put into more military factories. Now, here's a really neat thing. A little earlier in the game, you noticed that I chose, instead of continuing to the last step of army reform, which will let me start getting land doctrines, which are going to be very important, and we are going to get those, I went instead for construction repair, and this is why. Construction repair gives a factory repair speed of plus 50% and gives a free repair of 100%. And if you notice, and we'll watch it here when I continue, these have no factories assigned to them, but they're repairing automatically. And that's kind of the beauty of that. So that keeps our stuff repairing even when our other factories are in use, which is just an excellent way of preventing our forts from getting too degraded to be useful. So, as you can see, works beautifully. Alright. Oh, and the United States wants to send some volunteers. Absolutely. We will take the United States volunteers. We won't control them, and they'll do whatever they want to do, but right now we're just holding the line. We are the only free territory right now in Europe.
Attention.
Alright, and how's my Africa Corps doing? Not well. Seems like they're having some trouble. Soft attack. Yeah, we're going to have to boost their soft attack for them to... We'll go and have them stop. They've done a good job so far, and we'll have them just remain there. We'll have to boost them up to a larger division size later. And as you can see, we're winning all the battles in Europe. Was this China? Yeah, non-aggression. We'll take non-aggression. Okay. Alright, the United States has arrived. Welcome to do whatever they want to do. Right now our troops are doing a magnificent job of holding the line. Not 1 inch of our soil has been taken from us. We are still behind in equipment production, but as you can see, as more factories come online, these build more quickly. And so this is all still working to our advantage. We are playing the long game there. How are we doing on? We have a lot of motorized. We are short on light tanks. Okay. So let's go to our motorized divisions, and let's add to boost them. Normally I'd add more tanks than this, but we don't have the tanks to spare right now. However, this will give them increased organization, greater soft attack, a little better hard attack, much better defense, better breakthrough. All in all, a good deal. Save. And we're a little short on motorized, but we're actually making motorized, so that's okay.
Gardez vos rangs.
So we're a little under strength as we get resupplied there. And there we go, see? Election wartime exception. Event triggers. France is in a state of war. Normally an election would be held at this time, but being in the midst of an important conflict, many argue that cannot afford to spend time on political campaigning or a change in leadership if that should come about. Meanwhile, others claim that declaring the ongoing war a valid reason for skipping elections is a first step towards eroding French democracy. After all, letting military matters take precedence over people's influence can be a slippery slope. We are the home of liberty, and if we put off the elections, we do gain political power, but we lose 5% of our national unity, which is not good, and we add 5% communists and 5% fascists back to our government, which is not good. So we're going to hold the elections as normal. Okay, still training, still waiting equipment. Just trying to get these factories going.
Pareil.
Alright, so my Africa cores are better off, and now look, now we have a much better chance of succeeding, so we're going to push. It's not helping. Oh, more Lend-Lease, we'll take it. Absolutely. We'll take your free stuff, that's all helpful to us. Okay. Let's get encryption. Nope. Okay, upgrade the fighter. Oh, Hungary has joined the Axis. All in all, we're still doing really well. Doesn't seem like there's a lot going on here, and that's because the truth is there isn't. Let's see. Oh, you know what? Let's go tanks. We'll give them bonus armor and heart attack. That helps our tanks out and makes researching tanks faster. Yeah, they're holding that port well. I don't think we're going to be able to bust through that, so stop wasting the resources for now. We also need to increase their experience. Oh.
Attention!
Is it the rest of our troops here? Not quite. Let's just deploy them all. Alright, we're going to hold off on training troops for the moment. But we now have at least a relatively full army to place there.
Écoutez.
That's good. So we're good there. It's got to be the Brits and the Americans trying to attack. Yeah. And that's not us trying to attack. We're only fighting defensively. We are succeeding defensively. Alright, yep, we're close enough. Let's go and start researching some additional industry tech. No, we're going to change that later. We don't have the production to do so now. But we're getting there. Alright, so nothing to really improve on there. We'll go and improve our Mountaineers. They're doing a great job holding the line, but it doesn't hurt to give them every little benefit we can. Well, it looks like we're holding our own in the Mediterranean.
Écoutez.
Still waiting on some equipment. They're green. Let's see if we can't really train them up a little bit. And let's do research. Concentrated factories. Every step that we take to build our industry higher lets us get back into this war more quickly. Oh, Stalin still trying to assassinate Trotsky. Really has a Jones for that guy. Then again, he is a paranoid dictator, so I guess it makes sense. Fun note, you ever play the Soviet Union, you actually have a choice of not having the Great Purge, and eventually you'll be given an option of letting Trotsky come back, which will cause a civil war, and you can take Trotsky as your leader instead of Stalin. A little fun alternate history, one of the many fun little alternate history things that this game allows you to do. Alright, so what are we doing? Upgrading. Okay, good, yeah. Let's give our infantry the best equipment possible. I'm actually going to release some of these factories at some point. Okay. Wow, we are trained up everywhere there. Is it too early? Yep. Let's boost our recon, and we're going to try to grab maintenance as well for our tank divisions. Helps keep them in the game a little longer. And so we're still behind on stuff. We don't have the factories yet to really produce, but we're getting there much more quickly now. In fact, building 3. Yeah, okay. Let's add in some more military factories. Okay, we have another batch of military factories ready to go here in just a moment. Yep, we'll take your free stuff. Always take the free stuff. And if you'll notice, I hover the cursor over the battle, and it tells me if anything was sunk. So unless I see a whole bunch of important stuff there, I'm not going to really care. Political power has moved forward. Let's give our fighters a boost. It gives us a research boost for training, for researching aircraft, and then gives our fighters an agility and speed boost, which helps them in controlling the skies, which is the most important thing to us right now. So we'll do that. Look at that. It is October of 1940, and we are still not capitulated. We are doing a fantastic job there.
Vos ordres.
Alright, we'll stop exercising them because they're at least trained. We're going to need to reinforce them at some point.
Écoutez.
Alright, let's get their organization back up. Alright, let's try pushing again. Nope. We just can't seem to get through. Alright, we'll stop them again. We're going to have to do something more over there at some point. But again, as long as we're holding the core of France, we are doing exceptionally well. factories are almost done. Alright, pause. I'm going to reduce all of these down to the bottom, since they'll auto repair anyway. That way we can get our military factories rolling as quickly as possible. Oh, UK is pushing. Oh, wow, UK is pushed.
Paré.
Oh. Well, heck, fire. Let's give it one more good old go. Nope, even surrounded, they're holding. Yep, that's not going to happen without some additional support. And there goes China. Shucks, gee golly. Are we not at war with Japan?
Attention.
Odd. It's not letting me create a front line with Japan. Huh, that is interesting. Alright, that's fine. What we'll do instead is
Écoutez.
1, 2,
Bougez-vous.
3. And that'll do for now.
Gardez vos rangs.
Strange. That might be a little buggy. Oh, it is because, well, even if we're not at war with Japan, we should still be able to put a front line with them. Seems a bit odd, but whatever. Let's keep research and industry, because we will win this war. We're not just holding the line, we're eventually going to build and have a force to push forward and push the Germans in Italy back. That's the whole goal. Nothing. Kill the convoy. Oh, their infantry. Oh. Wow. They have artillery and anti-tank in line infantry all together, not just support units. And they have anti-tank support and engineers. Yeah, we're not prying them out without some infantry or something to go in after them. It's not going to happen for a while. So, for now, let's just keep ensuring that nobody gets through. Now Japan's going to be getting involved in this ruckus here soon. Well, it's nice to see that we are hurting the Italian Navy. We basically bottled them up. They're staying out of the main core of the Mediterranean, which we basically have free reign of. Yep, maintenance company. I said I was going to pull them in. Betting Japan is going for the move south. Yep, southern expansion, which is also going to lead them to war with the USA. That's going to be a big mistake. It's kind of like that bully on the playground who picks on the kid, except that the kid knows kung fu. Yeah, it doesn't end well for the bully, unfortunately. Or fortunately. Kind of depends on how you look at it, I guess. What is with the bug on this? It is not going to let us do that. Very weird. Okay. Whatevs. Lost a couple subs, but we're hurting their convoys. And we're still well ahead of the game. Well, I said they will not. They shall not pass, and they shall not. We have them bottled up in Brook. We just don't have any way of punching through that gap at the moment. Or I'm inclined to take some infantry.
Arrêt.
Yeah, that's probably an inherently bad idea. And I'm not going to make that. Oh, we can keep training them up, since they're going to be just sitting there bottling the infantry up. Good, construction's done. Too far ahead of advance. We're going to do some oil, and we're looking at some long-term goals here now. Another thing we're going to do is let's go ahead and throw this in. We're going to build up some infrastructure. From there, let's also build it up from here. We're going to build it up from here. Well, you may ask why I'm doing this, and that's because eventually when we're moving through here, it's going to make our lives a little easier. For that matter, that's a good port. That's not. Let's at least boost the ports a little bit. Good, okay. That's all fun stuff that'll be built later. What are we gonna add? What are we gonna add? Air superiority. Yeah, air superiority is helpful to us. Not 1 inch of our soil. With proper defenses, you can hold everything. Good. Okay. Yeah, too far ahead of time. Too far ahead of time. Let's research a carrier version of the fighter. The reason we're doing that is eventually we need to replace the carrier's fighters, and so we want to do that with a better model. We're hurting their convoys. Alright, so we're only behind on motorized and light tanks, and those will be expanding here with the increasing production of these factories. That's going to be good. Oh, Soviets are going after Finland. Yeah, that didn't end that well for them either. What do we need more of? Oil. Yep. And I'm pretty sure the United States is more than happy to send us oil. Nope. We're hurting their convoys, which we're pretty good on. Yeah, speaking of, how's our fleets? Yeah, doing pretty darn well. Except that there's no airplanes left to replace the carrier. But we're going to fix that here soon. Romania has joined the Allies. Japanese army. Yeah, they're going after the colonies. Oh, wow.
Attention. Bougez-vous. Bougez-vous. Bougez-vous.
Alright, let's move them to Hanoi. We're probably going to lose most of this, but we can try to keep a port open down there, which is just pretty much the idea. Yep, we'll accept. Yeah. We pretty much gave up on them before. Actually, we may move them over to here to help with Tobruk, because to be honest, we don't have any presence enough over there to really maintain a defense. So the priority is going to get them out of there. Yep. Alright. Let's go ahead and just abandon that for now. Let's ship them over and help out our African army. Actually going to bump that up to the medium tank. The reason we're going to do that is because we're going to improve our cavalry, our armored cav. We need tungsten. Yep, we'll get it from the US. We need to boost our armored divisions, and light tanks are just not gonna cut it. So we're gonna go with a medium tank on that. Doing great so far. It is March of 41. France is still whole and independent. Not a single inch of their soil has been touched by the fascists. We have defenses on all of our borders. We have effective control over the Mediterranean. We have pushed Italy almost entirely out of northern Africa, and their Ethiopian territories are currently in the process of, well, just getting mauled by the United Kingdom. Eventually, National Spain is going to jump in, and we're going to have to deal with them. Hopefully, I have a chance to take care of Tobruk first, which is really kind of the idea. And in the meantime,
Pas de pitié.
yeah, wow, look at Charles de Gaulle. Man, he is coming out hot. Panzer leader, hill fighter, ranger, trickster, urban assault specialist, mountaineer. Good God Almighty, he is like le general of the generals. Level 8s. Whew, man, when we're ready to go on the offensive, he is going to molly stomp some people. Panzer leader, mountaineer, good. What is our other guy? Is that him?
Gardez vos rangs.
Oh, yep. You got mountaineer for fighting in the mountains. And we have some experienced troops there.
Attention.
And, oh yeah, look at that. Veterans. And Charles de Gaulle is leading the charge on those. Whew, yeah.
Pareil.
He is awesome sauce on a bun with extra sauce. Leclerc is doing pretty good. This is Trickster, Desert Fox, and Mountaineer. Okay. Well, he'll get some more experience when we get those other troops in there. Armenia is joining the war. No template. Oh, right, for the medium tanks, yeah. Of course there's not going to be a template. Oh, yeah, we have air experience. Let's upgrade our aircraft. Oh, fighter. Alright. Reliability. And bumps down the reliability, which I'm not super keen on. Bumps up the reliability, which is more useful. Weapons, engine. Yeah. Yeah. That's our fighter. Yeah, that's going to be an awesome fighter. Currently, no equipment that we can use to convert it to that. How surprising. Alright, and I believe that's going to be the end of this episode. So, thank you for joining me. Again, I am Weatherman, and this is Weatherman Gaming, and I will see you in the next episode of the series. Have a great night.